Here at the Gasparilla Invitational, Kevin Dukowski, tournament chairman. It's a long, long year to get to this week. Talk about your experience so far after one day in the books here at the 69th Gasparilla Invitational.
The weather was great, so I appreciate you helping out with that and making sure it was nice and sunny. Course is absolutely perfect. It is playing exactly how we would like it to play. It's playing firm, it's playing fast, pins are challenging, it's rewarding proper golf shots, and it's exposing the shots that maybe weren't hit exactly how the players want it to be.
Can you share some of the stats of this year's field? I think you said maybe 20, 25 state amateur champions.
Yeah, I was trying to be conservative because I didn't want to be totally fact checked, but
Okay.
there's definitely over 24 state amateur champions, whether that's senior champ, mid-am champ, or just amateur champ. There's a handful of USGA champions. There's all sorts of WAGR ranked players. It's amazing. This year you had to be ranked probably under 3,000 in WAGR to be considered for the event. Ben, what you do for amateur golf is just it's unbelievable, and I don't think you get the right recognition for the eyeballs that you bring to maybe a niche part of this game. So we couldn't be more grateful for the dedication, hard work, and you're really good at what you do.
We're not going to edit that out.
That's fine.
Can you explain how popular and how hard it is to get into this field for being just a mid-am tournament, senior am tournament, mid-February down in Tampa? On paper, you'd think, oh, yeah, it's a group that get together, but how hard is it to get into this field?
It is becoming a full-time task to try to identify the strongest players. We're blessed that we live in a beautiful part of the country that isn't covered in snow this time of the year. So there's a lot of people that are scattered around the country that perhaps really want to get out of that weather and come down to beautiful Tampa. So our tournament is positioned in such a great spot that immediately there's an appeal. And then on top of that, the membership just does an amazing job rolling the red carpet out. They just absolutely love these players. They love this tournament. And you can tell that the players appreciate that as well. So when they come here, they're having a great time. The weather's beautiful. The course is beautiful. But it's definitely a tough job to try to sift through 600 plus applications of fantastic players. Every player that applies is a great golfer, and trying to figure out which ones are going to be the proper field.
Talk about some of the other people on the team. I know you're not running this all by yourself. There's a lot of unsung heroes behind the scenes at the club and your staff. Recognize a handful. I know you're going to leave some out. It's inevitable.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Give me a couple that people should know about.
Well, I'd have to start with my predecessor, Chuck Davis. He was the executive chairman before me, and he really set the groundwork that we now live off of just a laser focus of hosting the best mid-ams here every February. So I'd be mistaken not to start with him. Mike McGuire, who is my tournament chair, he has gone above and beyond the expectations of what we thought was possible for this week, and he's setting a new bar for where we're going to go from here. So those would be the two big ones. Obviously, the golf shop staff steps in and does all of the dirty work, and we are extremely grateful. The clubhouse staff, food and beverage, Bob Lay, our general manager, was here at 8:30 to delivering the tents and making sure the players lounge was right. It's just, we love amateur golf and we love this club, and this week is where we get to show that off.
You had a grouping today full of three. The entire grouping was U.S. mid-amateur champions.
That was pretty cool, right?
O'Connell, Parziali, and McCoy, who just finished up his Walker Cup captaincy. What's the most exciting part of your job? I know you're actually playing in the tournament. You're a +2 after one round, which is a great score with these conditions. What's the most exciting part of your job?
honestly, watching the membership come out and just show the support for this event, it would be real easy for the membership to say, it's beautiful in February. We don't really want to give our course up for that amount of time, but they just absolutely love watching these players come. And again, you can tell that the players appreciate it and the membership appreciates the players. So just seeing the support, playing 18 and seeing all of the people around there clapping, having a good time, that's what this is about, and I love it.
You know these players very well. You know what they do on the golf course. You know what they do off the golf course. What kind of a dent are they putting in the food and beverage budget here at Paul Mesilla?
It's really an impressive feat, the amount of food and beverage that they can consume while still performing at a high level. It's almost Olympic like.
Who gets on the podium for the most damage done on food and beverage at a Gasparilla right now?
It's got to be Tug, right?
Okay, Tug Maud is in the top position. That's okay.
Can he be first, second, third?
Mike, welcome back to Paul Mesilla. I know as a former champion, it's a highlight for you every single year to come back. Can you talk a little bit about that experience in 2019, winning this championship as a 53-year-old?
Well, Ben, great to see you as always, my
Yes,
good
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, it was a special memory. I was joking with a couple other guys who they're not going to take our name off the trophy who had tough days today. Paul Mesilla showed its, beautiful fangs today. But I have to say, in all the years, I think this is probably the best condition I've ever seen the course. They've really done an amazing job.
6,300 yards. On paper, everyone here is probably licking their chops. What have you learned over the last, how many years you've played this championship? That number doesn't really mean much, does it?
Yeah, it's a great question because when you look at it, you're like, I'm going to lay up shorter par fours. I'm going to take my, play the right strategy, as it were. But over the years, I played in quite a few member guests, and Paul Mesilla hosts the Black Mask. And I found that just hitting driver, just being aggressive off the tee, because if you do hit it well in your position, it really is scoreable, because I can miss the fairway just as easy with a long iron or rescue and be 40 yards behind. So
you put the hammer down. You go
I
for
put
it.
the hammer. I do try to play aggressive.
What would be a dream pairing for you? Final pairing in the senior division. I don't think they do it like that here, but let's just say, what would the dream final pairing be for you? Senior division.
All right. Well, senior division. So I'm gonna just jump you for a second. Tomorrow I have Shane Bacon and Matt Parziale. So that's not a bad day 2 pairing.
That's awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. And but no, listen, it's hard to you've got obviously Bob Royak. He would be one. Doug Hansel, what a round today. I mean, the guy, was that his age? Did he shoot his age?
Think so.
Holy smokes. And Father Time seems to have caught up to me a little bit here recently. The back's not cooperating, but I think one more drink and I'll be feeling just fine.
What's your favorite part of the Gasparilla?
I think just the atmosphere of everybody involved. It's the best tournaments in mid-am golf are the ones that people you can tell the membership wants you there, and the way they're engaged in this event and everything that happens around it. They love you being here. That's the best part about it.
There's a wild bunch just down the way on this outside the clubhouse. I see a lot of drinks occurring. I see, I think, are you guys gambling on who makes putts on the 18th hole? Like, what's going on over there?
I can't describe it perfectly, but yes, there's all sorts of gambling on shots, hitting greens inside 20 feet, outside 20 feet, making putts, drinks, etc. It's really turned into quite the snowball.
There are a lot of celebrities here. We'll have some of them, join us like yourself and talk about their experience, but there's one that's probably at a different level. Is there a way you can accurately describe what Tug Maud is all about? And I mean, how do you even put that into words?
It's impossible. Tug is Tug. I mean, he's just, we're reliving stories, and it's Tug is the best part of the weekend, I think.
We are here after day 1 at the Gasparilla Invitational. Kyle DiGiacobi from the Florida State Golf Association, and you're the animal that set those pins for the first round. Explain yourself to the players in the field. What did you do out there today?
Well, Ben, the FSJ, we help out the Palmacia golf staff and the Gasparilla Invitational Committee by handling some of the inside the rope rulings, course setup, providing officials, and working closely with the grounds crew and the staff, and just trying to find a fair and balanced test out there on the golf course. A couple of the more traditional weekend hole locations might have got moved up to today. Just with the weather incoming tomorrow and higher winds, some of the hole locations might have been a little challenging with tomorrow's predicted wins, so decided to use them today and find a little new variety for those who have played the tournament many years past.
You've obviously done a lot of tournament setup and officiating at Florida State Golf Association events, USGA events, all over the country, seeing some of the finest amateurs in the world, really. Talk about the caliber here at the Gasparilla Invitational.
It's great here at the Gasparilla Invitational. Obviously, it's probably, I think, the 6th or 7th year the FSJ staff's helped out. Used to just be Aaron Scovera helped with live scoring, and that's evolved more and more to us having 5, 6, 7 staff members out here trying to do everything we can to help the Palmacia staff. It's a great event. The field, I mean, for us, selfishly in Florida, we've had some great champions from Florida, so we love to see our Florida boys play well, but also guys from all around the country to see some great USGA players. Mike McCoy, who originally from Iowa, but has won our senior amateur champ and the past Walker Cup captain, see him in the field this year. Along with some other great players we see at Southeast Challenge and that some of our staff sees when we officiate the U.S. Mid-Am and U.S. Senior Am.
What's the highlight of your experience here, like in the final round? When you get to be here, the work's done, you get to watch some golf. What's like the highlight of your experience here at Palmacia?
It's really just seeing how this golf course can test the best players in the world. I mean, you look at the scorecard and kind of laugh at it at 6,200 yards and all that, and I mean, it really beats them up. And then how the membership gets behind the event, it's incredible on Saturday when the weather's good. I mean, I felt like 2 years ago had to be 1,000 people out here following the final couple groups and seeing a tight pack leaderboard and members cheering for great play and just the golf course showing off.
Well, I know the club appreciates everything that the FSGA does, and thrilled to have you here putting on a world-class event.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Let's talk a little bit about, just in all seriousness, the golf course, how much it tests your game and how it may be different than what you've seen at other places around the country.
Yeah, it doesn't, there's not a premium so much on distance, right? It's going to be accuracy, shot shaping, as well as, around here and in Florida in general, right? You have to play shots high, low, or medium given the wind. And we didn't have too much of that today, but you could tell yesterday in the practice round and with the forecast tomorrow that like you got to have that in the back of your mind of kind of the shots you're trying to hit, how it's landing into some of these greens. The other part of these greens are super firm. Downwind, they're pretty receptive into the wind. Grain, we don't have that up north, so that's a whole other conversation. So, it tests your game in a lot of different ways. And when you miss these greens, you got uneven lies, you got really tight Bermuda, or, you have, kind of jumpy rough. So you have kind of everything that you could ask for.
Who would you most like to drink with here at the Gasparilla Invitational? Someone you don't get to see a lot of, someone you really want to take it deep with. Who is someone that you just, God, I want to get crazy with that guy?
Right now, that's Will Davenport.
Okay. Here with Nick Macario. We're at Palmacia Golf and Country Club after day one here at the Gasparilla Invitational. How was your winter coming out of Jones Cup Invitational? We have a little bit different weather this time, don't we?
A little bit, thank God. It's been, Jones Cup is a swift kick in the teeth. And it's, a lot younger kids. There's less alcohol flowing and, there's less sunshine, but we have all those things in Tampa.
I don't need to filter this out at all since this is a mid-am and senior am tournament. Everyone's of age. Just what's been the alcohol intake for you so far today after your 200 par round?
Yeah, not so much for me, but there's a few fellows who are also on the leaderboard that are getting after it. So some of that might be because I keep giving them a few, right? Like you got to be able to, play the field on and off the golf course. So here we are.
What is kind of the move for you? Is it like light beers that taste like water? What is the plan? Are you into the seltzer drinks?
Yes.
How do you go about this?
I'm a high noon, free advertising, high noon or long drink for me.
Okay.
We're in high noon peach season right now. And so those go down, easy. They're a little bit, along the waist. I don't have to worry about adding some carbs because I'm, worried about that kind of thing.
Okay. I don't know why I'd worry about something like that. You're on the board of the Southern Golf Association, so you are heavily involved with the health and wealth of amateur golf. How important is it that there are tournaments like this that are not just another weekend on the calendar where it's golf, lunch, hotel, golf, lunch, hotel. How important is this type of tournament for the growth of the game?
Oh, it's super important. I think the focus of amateur golf in particular, I think sometimes the mid-ams get lost in translation because the college kids are so good now. I mean, you go to a top tier college event and it's like going to it's basically it'll be a tour event in 2 years.
Sure.
Because all those guys are going to be on tour. So there's a lot of good mid-am players, and those big am events that the mid-ams go play in, they don't have the same vibe because there's not a cocktail party after the round, because these college kids are barely old enough to drive, and it's not the same. So having these events for us old guys who still want to compete and play but have a good time at the same time, it's completely important.
Here with Philip Reel after day one here at the Gasparilla Invitational. One of your favorite tournaments of the year, I would imagine. How special it is to be back once again.
The favorite tournament of the year. With a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, the schedule has become more difficult to plan over the last few years. And this is the one event that I tell my wife is veto proof. So as long as they will let me come, I will be here.
How many guys in the field do you think actually have to burn a whole lot of vetoes and favors just to get down there? Because I see everyone is just so relaxed, having so much fun. And the ones that aren't bringing the wives and girlfriends, they had to beg, borrow, and steal to get this in.
I think it's a lot easier once the spouse or the girlfriend comes once.
100%.
And they see what it's all about. And, you get here, the moment you get on site, they give you food, they give you drink. There's a party every night. And then Saturday after, when everybody's out here walking around. And then as a player, you get your temporary member ID. They encourage use of the pool or whatever facilities they have. So, I mean, it's just like you're a member. They treat you like family, and it's what makes it.
Jack Suber, president of Palma Seca Golf and Country Club. Jack, special week for you. Talk a little bit about maybe the membership's involvement, your involvement with getting this tournament to where it is this week.
This tournament is just a great opportunity for us to showcase Palma Seca. And maybe 5-7 years ago, Chuck Davis had the vision to bring this tournament back, to make it a primo event, one that would just rival any mid-am tournament across the United States. And I think we've kind of hit that milestone, and it continues to grow. One thing that we always have to remember, we have to thank the membership for how they embrace this tournament, how they are involved. You can see tonight we have a great crowd here, and we'll have a great crowd here all week. So it's been a fantastic opportunity for Palma Seca.
A lot of people wish they could say they had a home game. This truly is a home game. Your family has a lot of roots here at this club. Your son Jackson, All-American at Ole Miss, who is now playing professionally. What was his experience like here at Palma Seca growing up?
Well, just learned to play golf here at clinics. Played 1 and 2 about 10,000 times. 1 goes away, 2 comes right back to the clubhouse. Just a really opportunity for him to get better every day. The golf staff here, Joe Hodge and his team, they've always embraced junior golf, and I think that's evident with our junior program here.
What is the role of the membership this week, other than enjoying the festivities? What do, like volunteers, what does the membership do to help with this tournament?
I think it's from top down. The staff starts at the pro shop, all throughout food and beverage. Mr. Lay, the Gasparilla Golf Committee. It's just a great opportunity for us to showcase the facilities here. Membership is involved; they're here every day. There's a lot of players that have become friends with a lot of the members here and continue to embrace this. So it's been a great opportunity.
Love it. Well, thanks so much for having us here.
And we're glad everyone's here, and this is just a great opportunity for Palma Seca. So thank you for being here as well.
Let's put kind of a Ryder Cup style tournament together in the food and beverage space. Okay, follow me here. The top 10 eaters and drinkers of the Gasparilla participants against the top 10 eaters and drinkers of the Palma Seca membership. How does that work out? Are the membership going to take care of the players, or do you think the players could beat the members?
I think I'd bet on the members here.
Okay. So really, all these players, they think they're doing some damage at the bar. not even scratching
You know,
the surface.
you've got the turn stand with the Jesse and the frozen transfusion. Those rule the day.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so I have to ask you, explain what is a Jesse? I know I've forgotten it, but explain to me what a Jesse is at the turn stand.
So Miss Jessie was a longtime Palmacia staff member who she came up with a drink, and the jigger was a grapefruit glass, and so
Okay.
it's a little more than a 1.5 ounce pour.
Okay.
So a Jesse includes that size jigger, and then obviously that you can get it however she poured it or any drink you prefer. So
Okay.
we also have a half Jesse now, which tone things down for some of the.
So a Jesse really isn't a drink; it's just a expression of how strong the drink
That's
is.
correct. That's correct.
Okay, so if I wanted to get a Bloody Mary double Jesse,
You want just a regular Jesse.
regular Jesse,
Regular Jesse. Half Jesse.
half Jesse or regular Jesse, love it. Jack, a lot of special events here at Palmacia. Gasparilla Invitational is one of them, but can you speak to another special event that's coming to the club very soon?
January of 2025, we're excited to have a LPGA event here. Palmacia was instrumental in the founding of the LPGA, and so we'll have a tournament to commemorate that founding coming up in January 25. And so very excited. The whole club has embraced that as well, and it just speaks again to the membership and their willingness to put forth effort to continue to grow the game and recognize where the game has been and where it's going. So we're very excited about that.
Do you feel that you need to wear the sunglasses and the visor just to kind of hide your face because so many people have seen it, like at 2, 3 in the morning coming out of country clubs and things like that? I mean, is it possible for you to go under the radar at times?
Well, I am now trying to go under the radar. This is kind of my incognito aspect. I find that when I got the blinders on the golf course, I really play better, and so I'm trying to get a little bit of a incognito look, which is part of what I got going on right now.
Talk to me about some of the characters that you run around with throughout the year in your amateur golf schedule. I know that there are many stops. This perhaps hopefully is one of your favorite. Let's talk about some of the other guys in amateur golf that currently have outstanding warrants for them.
Obviously, Chip Brook, as a past champion, who maybe bested me a couple years ago, which is great. Chippers is awesome. I've been being chauffeured around by Hayes Brown, new, young, up-and-comer, really good player, really good hang. I don't even want to get into too much more trouble other than Philip Real, not Real, Philip Real.
Yeah.
He's top notch. There's a lot. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not going to say many more.
Describe what a tournament day looks like for you. I mean, how early you get up. I know there's got to be a lot of stretching and yoga and Pilates and warm up and mental coaching.
I'm a nervous player, so I do not eat very much during the day. Maybe have a cocktail early to calm the nerves. There's no stretching. There's a quick warm up, a lot of putts. And then once the round's over, I can relax and, try to eat some nourishment.
You completely sidestepped the whole point of that question.
Sorry.
Was, how many of these seltzers are you drinking a day to get yourselves optimized? Because I think that's what everyone really wants to know. How do you achieve the level of optimization that allows you to go shoot these scores?
I can't give away all my secrets.
Okay.
What I will tell you is Martin over here in the halfway house knows exactly what is needed.
Okay.
And he delivers.
Okay.
And it's somewhere between 2 to 4
Okay.
throughout the day. I'm not going to give away my secrets. Next question. Look at that sunset.
Excited to finally get to talk to one of the legends of amateur golf, Tug Maud. Tug, welcome back to Palmacia. Describe your day. It's been an amazing day on the golf course, off the golf course. Here we are in the later hours of this first round. Talk to me about your day.
It's been a great day. It started at 6:15 this morning, and now, as you can tell behind us, it's 7:15 at night. Life's been good. Some pretty good golf. Some really good hang. Watching the carnage on 18. It's been a great day.
Clearly, there are some exceptional characters in this mid-amateur world. You're one of them. You're at the top of the list. There's Phil. There's, Chip Brook, Mark Dahl. There's just so many. How special it is for you to reconnect with some of the best drinkers in mid-amateur golf.
Early February. It's a great time to come down here. The weather's perfect. The golf course is in incredible shape. And the guys are all excited to get back into the swing of things. And so we have a big time. I'm excited to finish this and go back to the bar and have even more fun and excel maybe more than I did on the golf course.
What makes the Gasparilla Invitational different than from any other tournament?
As the first big tournament of the year, mid-am event, it is something that we look forward to. I look forward to from, call it October, November on. Early in the year, weather's great. Golf course is super tuned up. It's short, but it doesn't play short. I know that if I hit good shots, I can play well. If I hit slightly marginal shots, I'm going to be made to look foolish. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it's a lot of fun, and the entire membership just embraces it. We feel like we're a PGA Tour player for a week, and it doesn't get much better than that.
Give me a dream threesome. Give me the.
I'm not going to give you my dream threesome.
Okay.
Would you? Would you like to know some other question?
Give me the final round group here in the Gasparilla Invitational that you think the crowd, the membership wants to see.
I mean, I think we need a redo of Chip and myself.
Okay.
And like maybe one more of me. Yeah.
Can
we do that?
Two tugs and a chip.
Like a dream threesome is two tugs and a chip.
Two tugs and a
6,200 yards on the card today. It was.
Is this, by the way, is this when we just throw numbers out? Like the yardages are so silly sometimes. This is a place where it doesn't matter, right?
And you're a really long hitter. When you see 6,200 yards, you must your eyes must light up. But this place has what do you call them? Slalom. You got to ski around the double black diamonds, and it just doesn't let you pin your ears back and go.
Yeah, like the trees kind of hang over. It almost feels like you're kind of in New Orleans with the ways the trees hang over the fairways, so it shrinks them up even more. I was on 14 today, the kind of straightaway par 4. Hit a really good tee shot, and I can't say that very often from the round today. And it was cutting, and it landed and kicked left. And I was sitting there going, I think it's in the fairway. I hope I have a shot. And, I mean, that's kind of what the golf course does to you.
It's nerve-wracking. It's something about, you play a couple practice rounds out here. You don't think about a lot of this stuff. And as soon as the cannon goes off and they put these pins in some
literally
spots.
Have cannons here.
Yeah, there's a cannon going off at 1:30 tomorrow. It's going to blow 35 tomorrow. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm into the wind. Not playing well. I think the first day you want it to be a little nastier. And so I'm hoping for a little bit of wind. We can go out there and Brant Snedeker it up or do something silly.
Shane Bacon, first ever experience here at the Gasparilla Invitational. 76 today. How are we feeling?
Yeah, it was a slow start, Solly. I didn't think I was going to be 6 over through 4 holes today, but I had a good talk to myself as I was approaching my 5th hole, I guess. Wasn't great. I wouldn't say it was great ball striking in any capacity, but the chipping, it was like scrambling my face off. So, I don't know. This thing is so cool. It's such a first time playing. What is this, your 5th time playing?
Yeah.
And I mean, like as we're chatting, there are 100 people behind us eating, drinking, hanging out. It's a pretty special mid-am. There's a reason people say it's the best one in the country, you know?
I don't have a lot to compare it to, but it doesn't seem like this happens in a lot of places, right? It feels like you get to be a tour pro for a week. I mean, they turn the course over. It's midwinter for you. Probably not peak golf season, but what's it like getting an invite to come down here and play this? Like, I'm sure you've heard some things about it, but how does it...
from you.
I know.
I mean, now I'd heard originally about it from you. And then as I played in a little bit more stuff in the Northeast, I'd hear people talk about how good this event was. And so from you and from your kind of opinion and how glowing you've been about playing in this event over the years, and then hearing other people that I respect, their game I respect, saying this is a great event, the membership's awesome, I was pumped. I mean, I was looking at my schedule to make sure it worked. and it was a little tight with Riv and things like that. But, yeah, I mean, it's winter golf, and my game feels like it's wintry. But the event has been great. And, again, there are 150 people at the club right now at, 8 o'clock on a Thursday night. I mean, they love this event. We chatted with some members today. They're so fired up about it. There's so much history involved. You think about the LPGA being here and the PGA Tour being here, and now this being a cool thing. Like, we don't play in a lot of mid-am stuff just because we don't really have that time in the summer. At least I know you don't. I don't have a lot of time in the summer. So this is a treat getting a winter mid-am event to come out and play in.
It is the most welcoming environment. When I got invited for the first time 5 years ago, hadn't played a tournament since high school, and I was a little intimidated, just kind of thought, like, I don't deserve to play with these players, which might be true. But
I mean, what'd you shoot first round that year?
71.
Yeah, I mean, you're there. You deserve to be here.
But I'll tell you what helped was everyone was so welcoming, down to all these dudes that are way more qualified and do this very regularly. Not too many courses I can walk off shooting 81 and just, like, want to put a peg in the ground immediately.
Totally agree with you.
Right away.
I would have gone back out. All right, so what's your number you need tomorrow?
I don't think numbers like that, Shane.
But what I'm saying,
like
I'm not talking about what you're going to think tomorrow. I'm saying, what do you think you have to shoot tomorrow to make the cut? Do you think you have to shoot 4 under?
At least 3. I think the cut's going to go. It's like looking like +3 gets in right now, but scores are going to go high tomorrow.
It's going to be +5, +6, +7, something like that.
I think it's going to be +8.
Okay.
If I shoot 3 under tomorrow, I might have a shot, but I don't shoot 3 under when it's blowing 35 very often. So I'm honestly just going to go out and have some fun and try to get something that rewards me. I don't care what anybody else thinks, but like if I want to walk off with a little bit of pride, there was nothing to be prideful about today for me.
You made birdie on 9. I mean, you
Bad
made a 35-footer.
But I let everything like bad that happened double down on me. And like if I can just walk off tomorrow, I don't care if I might shoot 6 over. But like if I feel like I finished strong or got something to take away from it, that'll be a positive. So what do you think you need to shoot?
By the way, I'm taking a dig on if he shoots 6 over. Like you're like, if I shoot 6 over, like it's a bad thing.
No, that might be a good round.
What I shot today. I mean, I'm like kind of the same thing. I think if I shoot 2 over, I have a chance.
Yeah.
So in the wins, we'll see. It's going to be tough, but like I said, I think I'd rather it be this way than the other way.
Totally. Everyone was so welcoming, so helpful. I played with the defending champ, Mike Finster, in 2020. In a practice round, he's like, why don't you come stay with me? So some dude I barely met, I got to stay with him for this week. It's just the community aspect of this event is why I shot 81 today, and I'm smiling. Have you seen me frown since we walked off the golf course? Because we're having an awesome time.
I mean, you hung around the club for an hour and a half after, 2 hours after, yucking it up and having a couple of high noons and chilling out. I mean, I don't know if we do that at certain events. If it was like slam the trunk, go home, go to your hotel, and be done with it. I mean, this place you want to stay around no matter if it's good or bad.
I can't decide if I compare this tournament more to like the Masters or more to like a member guest because it's a little bit of both for me. It's like, it's my premium tournament.
What a compliment!
I know.
What a compliment that is. It's like mixing like the most historic golf tournament in the world with like the place where guys go to kind of let loose and have a little bit of fun.
But that's exactly the vibe. The great thing about this tournament is if you play great, like it's a really good vibe to get very serious and go after a trophy and compete. And if you play poorly, like the fallback plan is that you're hanging out with like a bunch of the best dudes in golf. And again, that comes back to like being welcome in a place by the entire membership. Clubs don't like giving up their course for an entire week and they have ropes set up to keep the people off the greens. Like it's just
you can't see it off camera. They've got rows like it's a wedding of white chairs set up. Yeah. Like members come out and fill all the chairs. It's wild.
This is a golf course that when you are on, you kind of put blinders on. You don't think about this could go wrong. This could go wrong because if you get good shots out here, everything gets rewarded. It's the most fair golf course in the world. But when you lose your orientation, the best way I could describe my round today, I felt dizzy out there. Like I got up and I was just like, I don't really know where I'm looking. Like I know this slope is there. That's going to kill me. This bunker is dead there. There might be OB. Like you see all this other stuff that when you're playing well, you do not see. So it's just like, yeah, you can shoot 67 or you can shoot 81. And, I mean, I played very differently in those 2 rounds, but it's like closer together than maybe I'd like to admit.
I've heard a lot of guys tonight that didn't play well say I didn't play that bad.
Yeah, I played that bad.
No, but you hear that. And I've also heard, and again, this is my first experience here, I've also heard very, very tough hole locations for the first round in this event. And you're hearing veterans of this event say they're as tough as they've ever seen them or they were as tight as they've ever been. With the wins tomorrow, I think they might be a little easier,
a little
softer,
calm down
tomorrow.
Of the
greens?
A little bit. There was a couple 62s in the first round last year, and I think they were like, we don't need to see
that. What is low today? 66? 67?
I think 67 was low today. It is it was a little tougher today. I think they probably some stuff they would have done Friday, they did today.
Yeah, it's
I mean, some of those pins were just like, again, two steps from where they put it, totally fine. But right where they put it, really, really difficult.
I got to ask you this because you've had a great first round over the last 4 years playing in this event. I know you didn't play the way you wanted to play today.
That's fair to say.
You mix in having a camera on you, obviously, and kind of chronicling the rounds and the experience that you have here. Does that add to the pressure? Do you feel more nervous considering you know this is going to go out to the masses and people get to see the good and the bad? Because, I mean, you've shot 67 in the first round as well.
It has never bothered me, and it didn't bother me today, but today was the first time I felt the walls closing in on me of like, I missed an 18-inch putt on my second hole, which only happens in a tournament, right?
Yeah.
It
Well,
just,
you don't putt them when you
right,
play.
there's something different about when you put the peg in the ground in a tournament, and sometimes it makes you play better. Like, sometimes it makes you focus, and there's sometimes where, like, you're coming in hot, and you play terrible, and everything else around you makes it worse. And today was just like, I mean, it can't go. All right, I'm 4 over. It can't go worse than this.
Right.
All right, now I'm 6 over. It can't go worse than this. Well, all right, we're 11 over now, and it just kept getting worse. But it's just,
by the way, are you a guy like? Do you know?
Always know where I am.
You know where you're at,
Always
and so you're. At what point are you like, all right, I got to break 80? Like, do you know where you were on the golf course where you're thinking?
Yeah, I mean,
I got to shoot some in the 70s here.
Well,
no,
I try not to think about that, but you just have to think about every shot. Just try to hit a really good shot, and it just was just not happening. It just definitely was not happening.
How special is Paul Messia, not just this year, but every year, especially as a past champion?
You know, I try to explain it to people. Obviously, I've never been on tour or played anything like that, but it's a tournament that, in my opinion, every other tournament should try to figure out a way to model. Obviously, the buy-in from the membership, this community being in Tampa, and just the way that everybody that isn't even playing is just so excited for this event. And I think it's a tournament that everybody looks forward to. Obviously, like I said, as a past champion, obviously more people are saying hello, this, that, and the other, and it's always nice to see that no matter how you play, good or bad. You know, people are wanting to come up, say hello, and, oh, I remember you from this, or remember this or that. So that part, I think it's unlike any other. I mean, obviously I haven't played in all of them. I've played in a lot of them, and nothing away from any of these other events and any of these other courses, but the vibe here is it's really special, and it's a testament to why 400 people signed up in the first 7 minutes for a Monday qualifier where only 3 guys get in. That's all you really need to know about that.
What are some of the bets that are being made on the porch right now that you're betting on? I mean, obviously you want to always bet on yourself, but right now you're betting on the groups coming through. So give me an example of some of the bets that you're placing.
Yeah, so one of the holes, there were 2 lefties in the fairway and a righty.
Okay.
And I took the bet that the right-handed guy would putt out first.
Okay.
And he did.
Okay.
So the last bet we had was I bet that nobody would make birdie, and then Haynes Snedeker hit a great chip shot and made about a 4-footer. So we've had a lot of fun, a lot of 2-putt bets, a lot of 3-putt bets, a lot of this chip shot's going to go over the green, which a lot of them did. And honestly, you kind of really see how hard 18 really is when you're sitting on the porch. Obviously, when you're playing, it's difficult, but when you see just where the pin is, it's a brutal pin. It's in the past has been a final day pin, and even if you feel like you have a chance to make the putt, there's so much danger, and if you do miss it,
there's so many great players here. But again, been talking to several players here this evening. I'm kind of thinking of like 2 guys that could really do some damage on the golf course and off the golf course. You and Tug Maud. Do you think, what level is Tug Maud on right about now?
Tug's in a good place right now. Played well today, which really doesn't affect where he's at post game, but we've had a lot of fun today. I know Tug and I, our bond is pretty special. We played the final round the year I won, and we were really the only 2 guys in the tournament coming down the stretch, and it was a great battle. I had to play great golf, and he played great coming in. And for him, post that tournament, I know he's had some struggles. So for him to play a good round today, I know kind of probably added a little to it. We've gotten a little crazy with these sunglasses. I don't know if you can tell.
They don't look prescription.
No,
I don't know what's
they're
going on with that.
Andrew AVL's girlfriend, for some reason, had 5 pairs of sunglasses in her purse. It's pretty sunny out.
That's the thing.
We tried wearing them, and here we are. But, yeah, I think Tug's doing well and probably going to have a good night.
Will Davenport, you mentioned that this might be just your favorite week of the year. What makes Gasparilla so special?
Well, the fun factor is pretty high.
Okay.
I think,
How intoxicated are you right now?
On a scale of 1 to what?
1 to Tug Mod. Where are you at?
I can't even see Tug Mod.
Okay.
I'm probably more like a 9.
Okay.
And Tug is at Tug.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so you're getting somewhere close.
We're not having a bad time.
No, we're not. What makes this week so special?
The factors in play are venue, exceptional, membership buy-in, maybe like nothing I've ever seen, camaraderie, guys in the field, post-round hang, one of a kind, I would say, and then quality of tournament operations between what Palmacia does, what Kevin and the tournament committee do, what the FSGA does to support. It's pretty hard to beat the experience from a playing perspective.
A lot of guys in the field here, they got the cigarettes, the cigars, the beer belly, they're eating cheeseburgers. You look like a guy that actually cares about his health and fitness. Where do you fit in all this?
You couldn't be farther from the truth. Did you know I'm pushing 200 pounds?
Good for you. You're 6'8". So what do you do to try and bring yourself down to the level of competitors here?
I would say Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 2 glasses of whiskey tops.
There's competitors that are flying solo. There's competitors that are bringing the wives, girlfriends, fiance, whatever you want to call it. You've brought one of those with you. Is that affecting your enjoyment? Do you have to kind of tamper your libations in front of the better half?
I think it's the other way around.
Okay.
I've already secured a ride home. She's already moved herself from the passenger seat to the driver's seat.
Okay.
I actually think I've used this whole thing to my advantage. She's absolutely on board with the train that I'm on.
Okay.
She's driving us all 600 yards to the hotel.
Gotcha.
In exchange, I think I am taking her and her extended family out to dinner.
Okay.
But all in all, she's pre-fiancé stage, but not for that long.
I understand.
And I think she's playing her cards really right.
This golf course doesn't have a practice facility. It has a little short wedge range. Does that help everyone just say, the hell with it?
That helps me.
That helps you.
Because I don't warm up. By the time I get to the course, it's like, I've had a couple whiskeys, the tee time's in 20 minutes. I'm not going to the range. The range is 100 yards away from the clubhouse at my home club. So not having a practice facility really levels the playing field. I'm used to the cold start. The rest of the field doesn't know what they're doing.
I'm going to get you out of here on this one. How do you describe Tug Mod?
I would say inimitable in a word.
Okay, I'll look that up. Go ahead. What else? How do you describe Tug Mod?
I mean, he is the center of gravity in every room.
Wow. What's that like?
I wouldn't know.